Hi guys, welcome to another outdoor cooking. Today we're going to Italy. I'm going to make suga di alla puttanesca. So tag along. Hi guys, so it's time for my first cookouts and as I returned from Scotland, and one might think that I would do something from there, but truth be told, it will be quite some time before I crave any chips or french fries, if you want to call it that, and deep fry things. So instead I'm in the mood for something a bit more fresh and even healthy. So we're going down to Italy, and pasta alla puttanesca, it's a traditional Italian dish, but it's quite new-ish. It was in the early 1950s that a restaurant owner invented this out of kind of necessity. He has a bunch of hungry friends on his restaurants after, and it was late in the evening and the fridge was basically empty. So he cleaned out the pantry and came up with this dish with staplewares you most often find there. So I'm going to do that today, and as usual I've done some modifications to fit both the outer kitchen and my taste buds. For example, the original recipe doesn't have lemon, but I'm gonna put it in there because the dish is kind of salty and needs some acidity to get the right zing. So that's what I'm going to do. But enough japping, let's start cooking. So this is a dish where it's a good idea to do the mise en place early. So cut up everything you need to cut up first, because then kind of things happen pretty fast for a while and then you hurry up and wait. So let's start with the red onion. Today I'm going to use just half, and that might even be a tad much. And the onions and the chili I want to dice finely. So this will be a smooth sauce. Let's see, I'll use the frying pan as my catcher for now. And the garlic. And when you cut down the recipe to this size, it becomes 1.5 cloves of garlic. So I reckon 2 small or 1 large. These are large. think that's as fine as we need to go. At least without a proper chef's knife. Then the chili. It said a small one, or half one. I think this small one counts as a half. At least compared to the other ones I got at home. And we de-seed them. That's optional. If you want a real good kick, you could of course keep the seeds in. I actually don't know how much truth there is in the saying that much of the heat lives in the seeds. I don't think it makes that great of a difference, but well. It's a traditional statement, so let's stick with it. Now, the olives. This is Kalamata olives. I want to chop them pretty rough. Maybe thirds or something. Will suffice. Like so. Of course I could have done this at home, but you know, I like to do the prep on site. Then the anchovies, cut them smaller pieces. And anchovies is kind of a no-go for some people. They have very difficult with the fish, but when you fry it up it kind of dissolves. You won't even know it's there. And I think perhaps maybe we Swedes have a bit of an advantage there because we are used to eating pickled herrings, and so it's not that large a step. And let's see, the tomatoes. The recipe calls for canned tomatoes, but you know me. If I have the option between fresh tomatoes and canned tomatoes, I take the fresh ones, because that's a can I don't have to carry home. And it's supposed to be crushed cherry tomatoes, but I just take them in half, and since this sauce is going to simmer for 20 minutes, they will pretty much dissolve and still keep some of their freshness, and that's a win for me. And the exact proportions to this recipe you can find both in the description but also on the website, because it's live now since a couple of days ago. So I will try to launch the videos and the recipes on the website simultaneously, so there's no gap between them. I would say that's pretty much it. So let's get some fire going. or not. Well, let's go now. Finally. And I showed you my taste box some videos ago, and that won't fill any function today whatsoever. Almost. I will need some salt for the pasta water, and the oil lives in the taste box, and the mini grater for the parmesan. But that's about it. So about a tablespoon, almost, because all the spices and tastes live in the ingredients today. So no extra seasoning required. So I can start packing up some things. This one is done. Yeah, everything is done. I would say that oil is hot enough. So onions, garlic, chili and anchovies down in the pan for a couple of minutes, 1 or 2. And I'm kind of crushing the anchovies to speed up the process where they dissolve and disappear from sight. And I would hazard a guess that if you've been to an Italian restaurant and eaten some proper Italian food, for sure you will have eaten anchovies without knowing. Yeah, I would say it's time for the tomatoes. They will release their heat, and now it's time for capers and the olives. We stir this around. And now I'll let this simmer for about 20 minutes. I think that should suffice. So let's put a timer. 20 minutes. Put on the simmering. And every once in a while I will stir. Just to see that nothing catches to the bottom. And we get kind of evenly distributed. So, no, wait. We're about halfway through the boiling. So I'm going to stir a bit. And it looks a bit watery to me. I'm going to continue the last 10 minutes without any lid, so some of the water boils away. And if it gets thick enough before time, I put on the lid again. About 20 minutes, and it's thickened up somewhat good. Still a bit too watery, but I think we can repair that with some pasta water later. So, talking about pasta water, this will sit on the side for now. Now it's time to cook the pasta, and let's lose the simmering because it's a rolling boil when it comes to pasta. Like so. And we put some salt in. There's a saying that it should be salt as the sea. That's 3.5%. I think that's overkill, but a good amount of salt. Generous. I think brackish water would be enough. And put a lid on to get it to a boil a bit quicker. And while we wait for the pasta water, I might as well cut up some parsley. That's going down right at the end. I think that could be good enough. Let's hope it doesn't blow away. Maybe I do like this to keep it safe. Like so. And we put the cheese on top. That won't blow anyway. And some lemon zest. This is not the best for zesting, but it's what I got. I think halfway around should be enough. Like so. Put that way down. And we can put it with the parsley since it's going in at the same time, just when we serve, to keep the maximum freshness. A couple of years ago when I visited Toscana for the first time, that's when I realized what a fantastic seasoning lemon is. For me, I've underappreciated it for my entire life, but there I realized, why don't I use lemon in the food more often? No boil yet. Let's see how the Trangia 27 will handle long pasta. Traditionally it should have been spaghetti, but you know, when you put this down, you should release it. This much is in the water, the rest is above, and it will all fall out. So instead I ran with a type, see, catch it there, Cappelini. It's hair thin, so it should start to soften up a lot quicker, and the boiling time is shorter as well. It's 3 minutes. So long pasta but thin, and see how that works out. Are we getting somewhere? Not yet. We wait. I prepare some coffee water. And today I'm not doing my ordinary coffee. I nicked a bag of these rich Italian coffee bags I realized that in Great Britain, coffee bags, like tea bags but with coffee, it's actually a thing. So I'm going to try that out and see if that holds a candle to cowboy coffee. We'll see. It can't be worse than instant coffee, at least. Almost there. Well, this looks like a boil. Well, let's put this to the test. Well, not too bad. We might be onto something here. It's almost done. I'll start the timer now. And let's use these wooden sticks to get the last bit down. Stir around. Since it was so thin, I was worried that it would break in my backpack, so I put these two sticks in the middle of the bunch to keep them safe. And it turns out they had more uses than one. See if I can separate it. Don't end up with just one gluey bunch. In a larger pot it kind of fixes itself. There's not much room for it in this one, so a bit more manual labor. Halfway. And like that, 3 minutes is gone. So take this away. Put back the sauce to get some heat again. And meanwhile I'll strain most of the pasta water, but not all. I will keep some, just in case I want to thicken up the sauce with the starchy water. Well, it's not looking half bad. Right, so we got some heat. Let's bring in the pasta and see if we can incorporate it in. I think that's one more suited with the spoon, actually. This pot is a tiny bit too little. Would be easier with a bigger pot, that's for sure. Just the last splash of pasta water. Well, on with the cocoa water. Let's plate up. Well, this doesn't look too shabby, if I might say it myself. I think this will be my thumbnail. And I forgot this. Let's try to incorporate it again. Get everything that's supposed to be in the pot, but guess this will do. Man, the lemon smells amazing. Now, a little bit of Parmesan, and we're done. And now, with all the ingredients in place, that will become a thumbnail. Buon appetito! Oh yes! Looking good, smelling good. Final test. Yeah, and it tastes good. That's really something, and if you ask me, the lemon is really needed here. It brings another level of freshness, since most ingredients here are very salty. The anchovies, the capers, the olives, they add salt, and the Parmesan. The onions, garlic brings a bit of freshness from the zing from the chili, and the tomatoes, a bit of acid, just a tiny bit. Cherry tomatoes are pretty sweet, so you need some acid to this to balance things up, and I think it did a pretty good job at it. So I stand by my choice to add lemon and especially zest, because and then you don't change the liquid profile. And this is one serving. Well, it's one heck of serving, I must say. I'll get back to you when I finish this one. Check in later. Well, I hate to admit it, but it was too much. This this isn't one serving, it's two. And I was real peckish when I started, and I didn't finish that, but it was huge. So when I post it online, I will change from 1 to 2 servings, just so you know. If you're absolutely ravenous, then it might be 1 serving. Well, time for coffee. Let's see. Follow the instruction. Add coffee bag to mug. Tear to open. And here is a coffee pouch. Add boiled, not boiling water. Well, it's been sitting for a good minute, so I guess doesn't say much, but I guess 2.5 deciliter would be nice. A cup. Give it a good stir and squeeze. Okay. Squeeze. Brew for 2 full minutes. Timer's on, I guess. And let's see. And then 1 more squeeze for luck. Remove the bag and enjoy. I certainly hope so. Well, this is kind of one of the recipes I was talking about in an early video that is a bit more healthy. If you haven't seen that video yet, it's a rant about making a bit better food, and this is one of them. If you are dead set on decimating your salt, it might not be the best one. Okay, I didn't add any salt to the food, but the anchovies and capers and olives are pretty salty in themselves, so the jury's out on that one. But as for nutrients, it's very good food. Good fats, lots of vitamins. I mean, your daily fives, all that. You bring a lot to the table here. So and it's definitely tasty. I wouldn't be opposed to offering guests this dish. I wouldn't be ashamed of that if someone came around. And basically it's cleaning out the pantry. It's the stuff you have in the back when everything else is gone. That's a long 2 minutes to wait for coffee. But now 5 seconds to go. Let's see. A squeeze for luck. I guess I could use all the luck I can get. Don't we all? And the bag is gone. Tastes a bit nutty. I'm not half bad. Yeah, definitely better than instant coffee. That I can tell you that much. I wouldn't say it's better than cowboy coffee or press coffee, but good enough. I wouldn't frown if I was offered this one, especially not outdoors. Well, good to be back, cooking again, my first cooking video since Scotland, and you might think that I would have got inspiration there and do Scotch things. Many of the things I would say I would enjoy making, like tatters and neeps and whatnot, takes a very long time to do. Haggis isn't easy to come by in Sweden. I think we have an English store somewhere in town. I can give that. check and see if one can snag a pack of haggis. It doesn't taste that bad. Mostly taste of barley and black pepper, really. And I like the idea to use the entire animal, all the parts. So a big thumbs up for that for haggis. I had a haggis burger at one place, and it's actually delicious. But not many of the dishes I tried in Scotland really lends themselves for the outdoor kitchen. Many things are deep fried 2 inches of their life. So and deep frying in the forest, well, nah, don't think so. Well, if my working schedule fits nice, this video should air at the same time as I post the recipe on my website. As I said before, it's live now. I picked a few of the most watched videos, most appreciated recipes, and took them first, and I took the noodles I cooked last time. So my thought is when I send out a video outdoor cooking, I will post the recipe simultaneously, so you can find them either way. I don't know when I get around to the equipment page right now. It's not my main focus. Eventually I get there. And I got also questions about what kind of camera equipment I use. And I think that probably is better for the website than a video. I'm not fully decided yet. I know some of you shoot own videos and post, and you do it your way, but maybe my 2 cents can be of value. So there might or might not be a video about it. We'll see about it. Well, that's it for now. How has the summer been? Have you enjoyed your vacation? I hope you got some, at least. So, as always, keep the comments flowing. You know I love them. And, you know, if you're not yet the subscriber, press that button and the bell to get notifications when I'm outdoor next time. And if you like this video, prove it by pushing the thumbs up. But until next time, take good care. I'll see you then. Cheers.